Tonight's headlines are brought to you by McDonald's.
Good evening, Commonwealth, and thanks for watching the Channel 2 News. I'm Ashley McDowell. Let's take a look at tonight's top stories. Only a few steps are left before money is sent out for the Lost Wages Assistance Program. Also tonight, hospital chief gives an update on the CNMI'S coronavirus cases. And lawmakers approve the idea of more investors coming to the islands. In sports, soccer turns out to be too popular. More playing fields, please. Stay with us. These stories and more are next.
For the different beats of your life, we're here to keep you connected the way you want it. Plans made for you, by you. Build your own bundle with Link. Select the internet, entertainment, mobile, and home phone plans that fit your lifestyle. Pay for what you want, not for what you don't. Build your own bundle and save with Link.
A meal replacement smoothie is a great way to keep your fitness goals on track during the holiday season, and they taste great, fast, and easy. The December smoothie of the month is Minty Java Chocolate Chip, and it's just $5. Check out the Shake Cafe, Gold's Gym, Garapan.
And there you have it, McDonald's new crispy chicken sandwich. From the makers of the world's most stolen fries. The juicy chicken sandwich from the place that offers extra napkins for a reason. The tender chicken sandwich from the creators of a sandwich phenomenon. So you won't just be biting into a chicken sandwich, you'll be biting into McDonald's new crispy, juicy, tender chicken sandwich. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Half a day to Ruwami and good evening, Commonwealth. Today is Friday, March 26th, 2021. The Lost Wages Assistance Program is one step closer to being in the hands of those who qualify. Take a listen. 7,000 individuals are eagerly awaiting for money from the Lost Wages Assistance Program, a temporary relief that was approved by former President Donald Trump back in 2020. And now that the CNMI has received a waiver on the match of 25%, Governor's Authorized Representative Patrick Guerrero says only a few steps are left to complete before the money is dispersed to those who qualify.
Right now at this stage, we are working with a software company that holds our data, and we're looking at compiling. I believe we received today a report, and we just need to vet it for those that will be eligible for LWA payments.
The CNMI received about $7.5 million to distribute, where if an individual received at least $100 a week in PUA back in August of 2020, then they automatically qualify for LWA. There will be no application for the program.
It's people that were approved already for PUA and FPOC at the time frame when the LWA was signed by President Trump at the time.
The program will run 3 weeks, but Guerrero says the number of qualifying people is less than estimated. Therefore, the program may run longer.
We applied for an estimated 8,500 for each week. The data has come back to us, and again, we're sorting through it. It looks like it's going to be less than that estimated number. So what that means, and we hope, is that if there's any leftover funds, that we could actually carry it to a 4th or 5th week, depending on the actual totals.
once the Department of Finance gets the green light from the Department of Labor. DOF Secretary David Adelig says money will immediately be dispersed in the form an individual is receiving the money from PUA.
The form of payment based on their current status. So if they are getting their PUA via direct deposit, then they'll get their LWA direct deposit. If they're getting a paper check, then they'll get a paper check.
So what's next?
The data, I'm told, the Department of Labor needs at least a few days. Today being Friday, we'll probably get through the list by Wednesday. Now the process of drawing down the funds, they have been obligated. They are available for drawdown, but that also would take a few days to do. And we'll be working with the Department of Finance as early as Monday to start setting up the proper accounts to make those disbursements.
No date has been scheduled yet on when DOF will start sending the money out. No new cases have been identified from the community transmission that occurred earlier this month. CHCC CEO Esther Muña gives the rundown. The original positive case of the community spread, number 147, was identified through medical referral testing. CHCC CEO Esther Muña says the positive case cluster came from a gathering that took place.
11 cases of COVID-19 were identified via PCR testing starting March 12, 2021 to March 17. The mean age of these cases was 27 years old with a range of 1 to 64 years old.
Muñoz says 7 of the 11 cases were adults. Out of those, only 1 was fully vaccinated.
This case was more than 2 months post-vaccination, the individual that was case number 147, and the only asymptomatic case seen in this cluster.
She says the remaining 10 positive cases showed symptoms. Symptoms lasted from 1 to 12 days. Contact tracing was completed on all positive cases, where a large number of individuals were placed in quarantine for safety.
From the identification of case 147, contact investigation yielded 182 unique persons, of whom 10 were confirmed as COVID-19 cases. And of the remaining 172, based on interviews, 165 were identified to have had sufficient level and duration of exposure, requiring testing for COVID-19. Of these 165, however, no additional cases were identified.
No one from the cluster required hospitalization. A bill that will establish a central authority to pursue priorities of the CNMI'S economic development was passed unanimously by the House of Representatives. Sally Lemus reports.
Under the current structure of the CNMI government, there is no centralized agency responsible for the economic development of the islands. But House Bill 22-21 will do just that.
So the CDA bill basically is a transformation of the current Commonwealth Development Authority into what would become the Commonwealth Economic Development Authority. And we inserted the word economic in there because under the CDA bill we have 5 additional provisions to the existing law for CDA. And these additional 5 provisions would enhance their capability and their authority to seek economic investments from the United States, especially to the Marianas.
Currently, CDA does not include proactive outreach and promotion of the CNMI as a location for private investment. But with this bill, CDA will be able to expand their incentives and other programs that will entice businesses to come to the CNMI. But why focus on U.S. investors? Representative Angel Damapon is the author of HB 22-21.
A lot of our efforts as a government have been focused on attracting foreign investments only because of our geographic proximity. But given the state of our economy now, we're looking forward to post-pandemic, and we're looking forward to attracting U.S. investors to bring businesses to the Marianas because we believe as a destination here for business, U.S. investors, U.S. businesses have an opportunity to lower their overhead and maximize their profitability by doing business in the Marianas.
Demopon states before Thursday's House session began, he met with some of the members of the leadership who wanted to make some amendments.
Through that collaboration, we agreed that those amendments will be lumped in with an amendment that I was going to offer. And so we took all our amendments and put them together, and I offered it as one motion to make some slight improvements to the bill. And so at the end of the day, we achieved a bill that was acceptable to the full membership of the House, but also above all acceptable to our mission to empower CDA under their new name, and above, more importantly than that, acceptable to the goal of restoring our economic footing.
The bill was passed unanimously by the House and now makes its way to the Senate.
We're in a period of pandemic, and a lot of us are taking this opportunity, although we're having economic challenges in this period, but it's our opportunity to reset, restart, and rebuild stronger than ever. And this is one of the revenue generating measures before the House that is now going to the Senate, and hopefully will become law with the consideration of the Senate and the governor. And I think that's the biggest thing about it is, on one side you have full collaboration, on the other side you have an opportunity to generate new revenues for the Commonwealth.
Demopon states this is a step towards modernizing the CNMI'S growing economy. I'm Sally Limis for the Channel 2 News.
And a bill that has drawn a lot of attention from the community makes its way to the Senate session today. Our Sally Limis has more details on House Bill 22-33.
CNMI senators are in Rota today for an official session. One urgent bill transmitted from the House of Representatives is House Bill 22-33, authorized by Rota Representative Donald Magnolia. The aim is to provide transparency and accountability of $515 million package that is coming into the CNMI. Before it was transmitted to the Senate, 3 major agencies provided comments on the bill, stating the process of releasing the funds doesn't need to go through the legislature. From the Office of the Public Auditor, Kina Peter has stated some serious concerns regarding their ability to meet the mandates written in the bill because of the need to remain independent. Peter also mentioned OPA does not have enough staff members to do it. Instead, she suggested to implement individual agencies to forward spending reports to the legislature and have the Department of Finance track the spending. The Office of the Attorney General also stated an enactment is not required and that federal law provides legal structure for the funding. As for the Finance Department, Secretary David Attilik stated it's unnecessary. If the bill passes the Senate, the final decision will be on Governor Torres.
The U.S. Department of Interior's Office of Insular Affairs has provided the CNMI with $9 million for improvements to public facilities. The funds are from the Capital Improvement Project grant that will provide renovations at the hospital, health clinics, schools, and utilities.
We used to have $27 million when I believe it was back in 1978. And throughout the years, it has dropped down to $9 million, and we're asking if we can bring that back up to 27. But nevertheless, we do appreciate the funds that we're getting here, and CIP definitely will help our infrastructure. And so yes, we look forward to expediting the projects more so than ever.
Coming up, public schools and private businesses step up their sanitizing game with a new company on island. Stay tuned.
For your smiles that give me endless pride. For our shared moments that become an endless treasure. And when I've taught you everything I know, I promise to always be here to watch you grow. You've got endless potential, son.
Access all you'll ever need, giving you endless data on your favorite social apps.
We're one of 8 U.S. regional fishery councils established under the Magnuson-Stevens Act. The council uses the best available science and local knowledge to develop fishery management plans for over 1.7 million square miles of our productive Pacific waters.
We worked with local scientists and managers to develop an app that captures detailed fishery data.
Accurate catch data from the fishing community are needed to sustain fish populations.
Take a proactive role in fishery management.
The power of data is in our hands.
Do you have the flexibility to work out between 9 a.m. and 3 p.m.? At Gold's Gym, we call this off-peak, and it can save you money. Short-term daytime memberships on sale now, just $59 per month, and gets you access to the biggest and cleanest fitness center on island. Get yourself healthy and strong. Check out Gold's Gym today. At one of Saipan's beaches, this mother lays about 100 eggs under the cover of darkness. She hides her nest as best she can and then slowly makes her way back to the ocean. The eggs hatch and the babies head for the sea, where they will face a daily dose of danger. Just 1 in 1,000 will make it to adulthood. Those that do will one day lay their own eggs. Sea turtles are protected under CNMI law. If you see one that is stranded or if you see illegal activity, call the hotline at 287-8537.
The Tan Soo Lin Foundation promotes the culture of giving back. The foundation and its generous partners are committed to supporting programs that include health, education, and sports. Initiatives that promote arts and culture, the environment, and tourism will benefit our community and our residents. Giving back and making a difference will help ensure that the island paradise we call home will be a better place to live.
Welcome back to the Channel 2 News. 3 passenger loading bridges are up and running at the Saipan International Airport. Officials from the Commonwealth Ports Authority says AIC Marianas Incorporated was awarded the contract to replace 3 of the passenger loading bridges back in January of 2019. The bridges were installed and inspected in February of 2021, and United Airlines was the first to use the new bridges at the end of February. CPA must still give a final acceptance of the bridges with plans for processing in April 2021. All the passenger loading bridges at the Saipan International Airport were destroyed during Super Typhoon U2. The design package to replace the remaining 3 bridges is still being finalized. The public school system is bringing students back to campus next week. Several schools are taking the extra measure to assure safety and cleanliness. Sally Lemus reports.
Daniel Anderson is the owner of a sanitizing company here in the CNMI, which just opened up about 6 months ago.
My wife is a public school teacher, and I was trying to find something to protect her, and I found this chemical, and it just turned out I got a business out of the deal.
The chemical he uses is called Zuno. It is EPA registered and is used by some major companies such as United Airlines.
Zuno stays on all surfaces for 30 days. It kills COVID on contact. When I'm finished with a building or a classroom, I present everybody with a certificate that shows it's been done and the classroom is protected.
Anderson has been going around the island, sanitizing law offices, laundromats, private businesses, and most importantly, schools.
Education is important to me and students are important to me, and that's why I prioritize this on schools that need to be done.
According to Marianas High School Principal Jonathan Ogden, when PSS learned about the recent community transmission of the coronavirus, they were instructed to sanitize the entire campus during the 2-week quarantine.
We had to find someone who could do this proper sanitizing of our campus, and Mr. Anderson did reach out to us to provide this service. And after evaluating his scope of work, we were also quick to make sure that this process happens before our students return to campus.
Ogden states with consultation from PSS Central and the COVID-19 Task Force, MHS was approved to reopen their doors next week, assuring community members that all classrooms and office spaces are sanitized.
Actually, all spaces on campus were sanitized, so that's every single classroom, our main common areas, the gym, office spaces, everything was sanitized to make sure that everything is safe for our students and our staff to return to.
KSPN was able to watch the sanitizing process.
How do you guys ensure your safety before you start work?
Before we start our projects, we would come in and each of our staff would stand and we would spray each other down just to make sure that nothing gets on us.
And you started using this product. Have you ever felt any discomfort or any allergies?
No, we go in, we spray, we stay in the room while the fog is going around and we're okay. We breathe in some of it, but the most thing that you're gonna get is just irritation in the eyes, but very minor.
Why do you think it's important to have this kind of product or even just sanitize in general during these days?
Especially because of the cases that we just had coming in. We just want to make sure that we can do the best we can to keep everyone safe.
Schools that have sanitized with Zuno are WSR, Cagman, Coblerville Elementary, GTC, and MHS. Reporting for KSPN News, I'm Salilim.
Thank you. Grab a bag of buttered popcorn. It's Friday night feature night.
The newest in entertainment lets you do TV your way with Docomo Pacific D TV Plus. Watch your favorite live and local channels, stream movies and shows on TV, on your phone, and on your tablet, right from your Docomo Pacific Wi-Fi. No more wires, no more cable boxes, now with the best price. Do TV your way with Docomo Pacific D TV Plus.
Buy one, get one free for the off-road adventure at Marianas Trekking. Come ride our side-by-sides at our best price ever and experience a great 90-minute trail ride. Rain or shine, hopefully rain. Book now at Marianas Trekking. Saturdays and Sundays by reservation. Call 323-8735 or book at marianastrekking.com. Get your game and gear at Gold's Gym Saipan. Group exercise is a great way to get fit and then stay fit. For something high tempo, go for a ride with one of our instructors in our new spin room. Let's roll. Pilates improves flexibility, builds strength, and develops control and endurance in the whole human body. It also improves coordination and balance. And the Shake Cafe is a great place to stop by for a meal replacement or supplement. See you at Gold's Gym.
Buenas sports fans. Bueno, sports fans, according to NMIFA General Secretary Ross Zapanta, the youth soccer program is expected to start sometime after Easter, which is going to put more pressure on that training facility. The groundbreaking for the Coberville training facility took place 5 years ago, a collaboration between government and a nonprofit sports association.
So when I spoke to him our first lunch, and I was really excited about this football field because I've seen how the organization has grown, and it's basically for the children, for their health and our children, and that opportunity for them to travel around the world and to represent the CNMI.
I'm glad Governor actually mentioned it that our very first lunch, he actually brought up the subject about this project. I didn't know he actually kind of heard about it, and the rest is history, because every time I run into him, I know he's going to ask me, what's the status? I said, ask Wes, okay? Don't ask me, ask Wes, that's your guy. But he's really been very, very supportive, Governor. Thank you so much for how much not only support, but you really follow up.
2 years later, this is the story that KSPN2 Sports did on the opening. Representatives from the 8 NMIFA clubs paraded onto the field just as a glorious sunset graced the opening ceremony. The facility cost close to $5 million, which came from a variety of sources, including the East Asian Football Federation, of which the CNMI is a member. EAFF President Mr. Chong, also coming straight from the World Cup, vows to help the NMI become full members of the Asian Football Confederation and the world governing FIFA. The last part of NMIFA's plan is about to come to fruition.
We got the grant signed by the governor, so we also have paid for the biological survey. So the next thing is to get for the permit to do the clearing of the land.
And then after that, you're looking at building how many fields?
2 fields.
2 more fields.
Regular pitch and a mini pitch also.
So it's basically a duplication of this?
Yes.
Wow,
Yeah.
That'll be good. That's the final project for this place?
Yeah, that's it.
In sports, some people's names just sound better than others. For example, former football coach Bobby Bowden. What a great name. Our Friday night feature is not on Bobby Bowden, but close to it. If somebody mistreats you, treat them good. That kills them. Young Star Shining, brought to you by the Tan Su Lin Foundation. Bobby Bao first caught the eye of the KSPN2 sports camera when he led Agape Christian School to a private middle school championship. Agape Christian Schools had more success in basketball than they did in beach volleyball this year. Bobby plays competitive table tennis. Beach volleyball? Not so much. Young Star Shining, brought to you by the Tan Su Lin Foundation. Nothing says Friday more than the top plays of the week. It's like the definition of Friday. Coming in at number 4, Paul and Joyce over to Erica Santiago. She's locked and loaded for top play number 4. Coming in at number 3, it's all 138 golfers coming out to support NMC and higher education, where vocabulary is important. Tony Satur with the bird.
Yeah. Bird's the word?
Yeah.
That's the word for today.
Coming in at Number 2, Paul and Joyce to Cristelli toss to the back of the net. Top. Play number 2. And top play of the week. Where is he going? Caden Church, the left-footed smash. The top play of the week. Here's the windup and the pitch.
I don't believe what I just saw!
Go-karts, off-roading, and the driving range now open at Marianas Trekking. Go-kart track will be open Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays with 50% off when you book online at marianastrekking.com, hours 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. Use the promo code HOFFA50 to get your discount. Off-roading is open too by reservation. Come on a 90-minute trail ride that is perfect for families. Book online at marianastrekking.com. Golfers, come practice on the driving range. You can even pay online and we will have the balls waiting for you. Come see us weekends at Marianas Trekking, 323-8735.
Our pleasant weather report today. High temperature 90, that ties the high of 2021. The low 77 early this morning, right before sunrise. 66% humidity. Tomorrow's forecast partly cloudy, isolated showers, winds out of the east 10 to 15. High 87, low 77, seas 5 to 7 feet. Sunrise 6:15. High tide at 10 past 7 in the morning. A low tide at 6 past 1 in the afternoon. Sunset at 6:28. And that is it. It's official. The weekend begins right now. Let it begin with you. See you back here on Monday.